The Neo Reality Entertainment brand expands with a relaunch of the Neo Reality Collective Pop Culture News Talk. Your host, Eric Brown, gives his insights and thoughts in the ever-expanding news world of comic books, professional wrestling, gaming, TV, and movies. Be sure to donate to the brand and keep up to date with additional content on YouTube channels such as Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE The Wrestleverse, and NRE Pop Culture Omniversa.
Hello everybody and welcome to Neo Reality Collective Pop Culture News and Reviews Talk, and we're back with Judgment Day, and this time we're going to do a little bit of an experiment. So I wanted to originally talk about just covering Death to the Mutants, issue 1 of the event. However, I thought it'd be interesting in combining them with the first one being the prelude and the other one being the main event start. Now, Immortal X-Men will still be their own thing because Immortal X-Men is awesome, and I just got confirmation from Kieron on Twitter that yes, there will be more issues after the Sins of Sinister event. Hooroo! So, yeah, rejoice. So when we last left off, the mutants kind of shot themselves, the Avengers and the Eternal Schism kind of shot themselves in the foot. But we're not focusing on that. But here's the thing about the Avengers X-Men Eternals Death to the Mutants miniseries that's also written by Gillen, which makes me think, why don't they just put this as the big event, since he's working on a multitude of tie-ins as well as the main event. I don't know why, so stop me at my reasoning. When I was reading the miniseries of Death to the Mutants, I kept thinking, you know, I'm probably gonna say this, I think everyone's pointed this out, but this really could have just worked being the Eternals, the ongoing Eternal series. Just have the last several remaining issues be the Death to the Mutants arc as part of the Judgment Day tie-ins, but number one, sell better. I'm pretty sure that's their reason. Okay, so yeah. So we're going to get the perspective of the Death to the Mutant storyline from issue number 1 by Gillen of Judgment Day. And after that, we'll move on to the next issue of the main event Judgment Day, and then we'll be back after these messages when that happens. So let's dig right into Avengers X-Men Eternals Death to the Mutants number 1 and see what Gillen was cooking up. The Eternals were created by alien space gods known as the Celestials. Then they realized the Celestials were going to kill everybody, and then they committed mass suicide, which killed a whole bunch of people on Earth that no one really gave any thought to why these deaths were happening at a rather successive rate. Yeah. One of the Eternals' chief directives is to correct excess deviation. Druig, the current Prime Eternal, recently determined that Earth's mutants, with their ability to resurrect themselves, represents excess deviation, and therefore he has set out to destroy them all. Ah yes, mass genocide is the perfect way to solve your problems. Great. The Eternals loyal to Druig has launched a multi-pronged attack against all mutants. Meanwhile, a faction of the Eternals opposed to Druig is plotting against them, allying themselves with the Avengers, who are headquartered in the body of a dead Celestial. I'm sure that is not going to make any references whatsoever to what happens. You missed a lot in short. In short, Druig unleashed Uranos the Undying to devastate the mutant Martian settlement on KRAKOA. Jack and I was just prevented from winning the war by murdering the means of mutant resurrection, and now we're in a drag-out slugfest with the Eternals unleashing the ancient skyscraper-sized war Eternals, the A.X.E. How would Druig sum it up for his loyalists? Death to the mutants! Yeah, that sounds about right. How do our heroes feel about having this all just been brought up to speed? So yeah, we gotta recap what was going on for the first 2 issues. And so far, Druig has not done much in the main event. So far, he's just been a cameo in issue 2. Anyway, so the Eternal Schism group that broke off are currently conveying in the capital city of the Deviants, Lumeria. That's bad. I like the mutants. Guys, what are we gonna do? Simple. We fly to stand against injustice. It is bigger than mere justice. Druids unleashed Uranos. Satan was freed for his gain. That was his first step. What's his next? Hopefully, we won't find out. I've been consulting with the Avengers and we have a plan. By consulting, I mean I was assaulted. Yeah, in fact, even the machine of Earth is saying what I was saying. Consulting is Cersei's shorthand for the Avengers beat her up and arrested her thinking she was part of it, but they kissed and made up. Wow, that was quick. Metaphorically speaking, there's been no kissing yet. I fear that this is not the kissing kind of story, more's the pity. We priests of old and the new have plans to bring a new god to Earth. A celestial who can rewrite our nature and set the Eternals free. And we see, I can't remember her name, but she does sign language, and their first act would be to end this war. We have convened a team of human and mutant specialist, aka you kidnapped him, to use the course of Celestial the Avengers live inside as a structure for our new god. To finish it, we need certain parts. When we have them, we can... I have a question. You already showed me your plans. I said it would risk war. You say you have a mutant expert already? Then this is Nathaniel Essex, the creature who gutted the dreaming Celestial. So, did you kidnap Mr. Sinister? They remained silent. Of course you did. Did you even wait for the war to begin to put your plan into action? Or are we just lucky that there was a war for you to take advantage of? Wait, did you know the war was coming, Jack? And merely take advantage? You talked to Dirge and released me? What else did he tell you? What did you know? What did you guess? Enough, Phantos. You can judge me by the results at the end of this. We will have a God and deliverance. I have faith in this. Along the way, we could save the world. Judge me then. Yes, especially after he tried to kill the Earth inadvertently because he realized the resurrection protocols. Damn you. What do you need me to do? Come, godly smith. Be a smith of gods. Very well, it will be done. There is no choice. What about the rest of us? We march to war. Or perhaps later, there's one little thing the priests need us Eternals to secure. It'll require another seance in the bowels of Lumeria. Athena, you'll need to talk to Kieron again to gain access. Kieron and I may be flirting, but this is a favor which requires a more profound friendship. Very well. And what will everyone else do? When we have access, we'll need bodyguards. Later, be swift. Athena, this is our most sacred and profane site. There will be many deviants who judge me for letting you step where the gods lashed out. Yes, this is a sacred site, such as the big dumping pile that is actually the gods' toilet. It happened here? No, it happened all over the city. The second host of the Celestials returned to Earth and found us in the fullness of our power. I was young, and I remember how proud we were. This is where their first strike was made, in all its rays and awful majesty. And the Eternals jump into the never-ending pit. This is where we learned with full certainty that our gods do not love us. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure this new god will be fair. It's so peaceful here. No, Sprite, not peaceful, just quiet. And Cersei turns on the light, revealing, oh my god, the little groblins of death metal. I knew we were finding where they went. It may comfort you to know that these are not actual pain-racked ghosts. Yeah, machine that is Earth, can you, not try to reassure us? You're bad at this. They are shadows burned to the ferment of reality, the power of celestial hate. So, the dark multiverse, got it. Ajax's theological technology gives them a little form. They have form enough for Cersei to gather what she needs. They have enough form, enough to lash out in anguish one last time. As the Eternals gather eyewitness testimony to the nature of the Celestial, Cersei thinks, our gods did this, the only gods we've ever known, and then she has two contradictory thoughts. Why would we make another? How could we not try to make a better one? Well, I'm glad you succeeded. Let's hope this new god's almost clement than the old ones. I would never walk that path again. I'm sorry you had to live through that, Kuro. I'm amazed you did. I feel sick. Kuro, it's horrible. Let's see what we can cook up. Fingers crossed. Now we are free to express our displeasure with Druig's leadership. Oh, you're free, are you? You go to fight Druig's Eternals, and guess what happens next? A clue. Look around. You get to be the hero. We pay the price. You are right. We write tales of our valor in your blood. But by unrelenting gaze of A.X.E, Druig's actions are not right. I don't say don't to do it. I say don't let them know you did it. If we deviants are to be dragged into this awful series of events, yes, I finally realized we're in the Marvel Universe, so I'm probably a dead man. I'd have it be through our actions, not yours. Why not do something out of character, Icarus? Be clever. I have an idea. Is it in fixing your face? Because my god, the artwork took a leap here. Yeah, seriously, what's with Icarus's face? He does, yes. I'm surprised too. Oh, machine that is Earth. You're gonna say something funny, aren't you? Can we hope it's a good idea also? Fred, can you hear me, Fred? I have a question. The South Space tunnels, deep inside the machine. Friend? And then the ghostly specter kicks his butt. Hello, Gilgamesh. How many of these stealth suits do the Forgotten have? Well, that was quick. Olympia, the war room, the center of neural strategic web linking to all hostilities. Whoa. I'd almost forgotten what the Hex can do. It's been so long since Uranus hid the keys. They really are something. Update. Machine, how long can they keep this up? 5 of the Hex deploy. Cyan is resurrecting having been killed, all running at maximum combat potential, maintained by live connection to celestial armories. He makes me sound like such a nerd. Wow. That's good news. And how goes the psychic siege, Zurus? Oh, you stupid boy. It is hard. The psychic siege is a distributed attack to prevent the mutants from operating evangelically. The truth it is less siege and more erosion. And the best mutant psychics are grotesquely powerful, but have only fleshy bodies. Eternals don't have the top level talent, but they're not fleshy little things. Do you play RPGs? Video games? Yes, the planet Earth is both a nerd and a geek. Anyways, put it like this. Mutants do a lot more damage. Eternals have a lot more hit points. Complicated. The Eternals aren't trying to win the Second War, they're just trying to up the best X players. Oh, don't worry, Zurus. When Siren is redeployed, it'll likely be enough to finish KRAKOA. Oh, it must be so frustrating for them being attacked by someone they can't attack back. This is correct. The Eternal cities are secret cities with enclosed doors. Finding some way to change that sounds like a good idea. The exclusion. Durs has thought of it too, and guards the machinery that would let one do so. This is Kalos, the Destructor, or of the Oceanic Watch. Do not underestimate him. You don't get called the Destructor in Eternal Society for your expertise in Fortnite. Damn it, we don't need Fortnite references! He has certain gifts. We're spotted. I've hacked the connections, hence we got privacy. Very well, take him down. No, don't really think so. He unfolds a Hydra pattern from his infra caverns. 6 is a holy number. 6 would be the number that could take him down. But he faces 7, the Forgotten Icarus and Kingo to fight, leaving Sprite free to do the required sneakiness. Uploading a forgotten special temporary override to the armory access. It won't deploy until the safeguards are neutralized. Got the boom boom ready, Icarus? Aye. And uses heat vision. X-Men, listen. The way is open. Alert, alert. Access protocol compromised. Intruders in the armory. Show me! Mutants, deviants, in the machine! With their supply disrupted, the Hex will be left without weaponry and power. Who would let our foes have access? Come on, Domo, you're clever. Hacking, infiltration, pro-human sentiment? The Forgotten. In all the chaos, Dirge has missed something obvious. There are only 4 Forgotten. Internal defense units, they're in the exclusion. Get to them before they escape. Dirge shows his weakness of characters. He's thinking, I would hit and run. But he's not Gilgamesh, and he's not Icarus. They would not hit and run. They would hit and then hit again. And Icarus pierces the skull of his former Prime Eternal boss. Yeah, I'm sure that's not going to come back and bite him eventually. The weapon temporarily teleports a small part of Zurus' brain into another dimension, leaving his mind with a missing connector. Zurus can't think, so he can't fight. He also doesn't die, so a human isn't killed to resurrect him, but still, the siege breaks. No, you spoil sports! I have taken my lessons from Nathaniel Essex well. So, the great mutants' minds are free from our interference. The deployed Hex are running on fumes. We are in a dangerous situation. We are just... Hell, Sion is ready to redeploy as planned. She can still finish this. With luck, roll the dice. Unless something else interrupts us, we can still win today. Yes, you're correct. Dirge is to be disappointed. Phantos makes the final touches. I shudder as the Celestial awakens. The Earth's newest management is here. The Celestial speaks to all sentient life. It is different for those who are part of the machine. It may be a new god, but it is a god of the Eternals. To us, it is more direct. So far, the Eternals have had 3 principles. The Celestial gives us a 4th. You have 24 hours to justify yourselves. It's logical that all eyes fall to their leader. Bold actions are required. Inspiration and verb. And Dirge thinks, I have no idea what to do. Retreat. Hold up. Get our defenses working. Let's take a beat. See what's next. The Eternals obey, but thighs pounce around private side chats. Uranus wouldn't have said, let's take a beat. Dirge's mask slips, and everyone knows how unsuited he is for this role, including Dirge. I've got to be better than this, Domo. Consult to the archives, and I'll speak to Uranus, and most of all, make sure the Forgotten don't escape. And one of the guards is taken down. Justify ourselves? Oh, this world bleeds because of our arrogance. We hurt humans by existing. Even I, who tried to protect them, killed them indirectly. We die, they die. The principles have always been riddles. I know the answer to this one. And Icarus' eyes light up. I think I do too. Icarus and Gilgamesh are long gone before Druig find the message. It will be added to many things Dirge has to think about. And so the comic ends with Icarus leaving a message in the wall. Death to the Eternals. So yeah, Icarus is kind of going through a midlife crisis ever since he found out the truth, and well, let's just say he's not handling it well. So yeah, that was issue 1 of Death to the Mutants of Avengers X-Men Eternals event, and it was alright. The writing's pretty good for what, but the art is in some places very misplaced. I was curious why he said Rivik wasn't involved in this since he did cover art. I thought for sure he would want to finish the Eternal issues because for the most part this does seem more like an Eternals continuation than it is actually Death to the Mutants. When I heard this title initially and the cover art that came out, I kept thinking we were just gonna get random schism battles of sorts between the Eternals, Avengers, and the X-Men, which sounds awesome. Heck, even one of them shows a giant Emma Frost destroying one of the hexes by jumping on it. That sadly never happened, so we were falsely advertised. But, yeah, so think of this for what you will, but I honestly thought like this should just been labeled another issue 13 of the Eternals ongoing. But that's not here or there for that. Sadly, I'm not in charge of Marvel, so I can't make that easy decision. So we'll be back after these messages, and we'll be digging right into Avengers X-Men Eternals Judgment Day issue 3 by Kieron Gillen and Valerio Schiti and Marti Garcia, and we'll be right back. Take care. Alright, let's live, drink, and be merry, eat and enjoy the third issue of Judgment Day. Druig, the current Prime Eternal, determined that Earth's mutants represents X.E deviation, and therefore he has set out to destroy them. Druig has unleashed the X giant Eternals to attack the mutant nation of KRAKOA, triggering war. A faction of the Eternals opposed to Druig's plan are working together with the Avengers and kidnap mutant geneticist Mr. Sinister. Together, they use the Avengers headquarters, the deceased body of the Celestial, to create a new living god, the Progenitor. However, once awakened, the Progenitor has announced to everyone on Earth that within 24 hours they will be judged, and if found lacking, they will die. So, an average Tuesday, right? Oh boy. So, yeah. The Progenitor, Captain America, Iron Man, Destiny, Mr. Sinister with his terrible receding hairline, and Emma Frost, Exodus, Hope, Kate Pryde, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Wolverine, along with all of our Eternal buddies and the Hex, and the civilians who take part in all this Judgment stuff. Oh, they're all in this. The North Pole. Oh, St. Nicholas is probably wondering what the heck is going on and why the Marvel Universe is doing this again. Now I watch, and soon I will truly know you all. I see my first priest is confused by the desires of the new god. Perhaps this is a test too, to judge people individually, and then let the total tally decide the world's fate, to drag the good down with the sinners? Our God would not be so unjust. My second priest places her hand and pulses a vibration to her once enemy, now friend. Are you sure? And then this happens. You're right, Meraki. Our God could be so unjust. It would not be the first time. Perhaps we should have used the feeling human as an element. Wow. Just wow. Tony Stark, blamed for the end of the world. Heck, he even acknowledges it. You can't blame me for this. Only I can blame myself for this. I mean, to be fair, you have a point. Like, this is like the 800th event comic you've caused the end of the world. Or full-on war. Ain't that right? World War Hulk. And Civil War. And Civil War 2. In fact, you seem to be causing a lot of hero versus hero fights. The only one you probably didn't cause was the Scarlet Witch and her mass genocide of the mutants for the Avengers X-Men War. Yeah, that's kind of saying something, but you still protected her, so yeah, well, let's just say you did do that. Captain America, however, tries to be the inspirational figure. Blame can wait. Blame is no use. We made this mess. What are we going to do to tidy it up? Once more, he seeks to inspire. He thinks himself a leader, one who sets the drumbeat for the world. I judge him first, and so the Celestial takes on the form of Captain America with his mighty shield. You ought to dream of a better country. You have tried to inspire it for a century. This country is the world leader, and the world is what it is. It's just worse every day. You are failure. Well, Captain America lost, so we're all screwed. I mean... So, God just said Captain America is unworthy. Later in a tie-in issue, he's gonna make Parker-worthy, though, which is saying a lot considering Parker made a deal with Mephisto, even if he doesn't remember it. Also, Captain America can wield Thor's hammer, so, like, how in God's name... This god is flawed. He just said Captain America failed his test instantly. Wow, Captain, you're probably gonna have to better luck next time. Heck, even Tony Stark is like saying we're possibly screwed. Heck, I wonder how the public would have to find out if they found out he caused the end of the world. Well, okay, everybody, it's another event comic, and it's 100%, well, okay, 50%, the other one's one of the Eternals' fault. No, don't worry, I have a plan. We're going to unleash a god that will spread his joy to the entire world, and he's going to kill us all, isn't he? Yes. If it judges Cap by that standard, what chance do the rest of us have? We're not going to play its game, not unless there's no other option. Imagine if the god failed Superman. That would be kind of a thing. You find a way out of this. I'll try to keep the world calm. Yes, calm the world down. That's easy. So, we cut to the civilians. Tom listens to Cap's broadcast at the local pub. 2 drinks in, he nods along. Good guy, that Cap. Good for a yank. Anyway, bit soft, but a bit tough, too. So harder than Tom asks, are we going to get punished because of what the mutants have been up to? Britain doesn't even recognize them. Tom nods along. The harder guy in the bar is saying what everyone is thinking. Katrina misses Cap's broadcast. She watches highlights later. Earlier, after listening to My Woods, she hurried to post an, okay, now cancel culture is real joke. Disappointing numbers, she hoped for more distraction. Instead, she sits sleeplessly with her anxiety. Well, that sums it up. I can't pronounce his other character's name, but she's the widow of Arjun, the guy who died at the hands of the Hex. Sees his body. In the moment, she carries the loss with all the dignity she can. Later, she will howl. She will howl. She howled when I told her of Judgment Day. For her, it was already the end of the world. She cursed me with all her heart. I watched, interested. Danielle gets told about the Avengers struggle and has a moment of epiphany. Being a superhero must be like working half a dozen jobs. It never ends. Her mother messages and tells Danielle to get home. She thinks things might get nasty. Sure. Danielle messages back. Lying. A girl has to work. Jada sits on her sofa watching. Stay calm. There's a unique team at work to defuse this problem. This will all end well. She wishes she could believe the man in the flag. He seems sincere, but she knows sincerity and reality are rarely close friends. Hey, now let's not go ahead and go far. I'm sure the mutants are not going to think of anything stupid right now in their quiet council meeting. Kenta tries to use the end of the world as an excuse to avoid homework. I probably would have done that too as a kid. His father tells him if we are all being judged, perhaps Kenta is being judged on his homework. Does Kenta want to risk helping destroy the world just because he couldn't face algebra? Kenta says he'll take that chance. His father laughs and leaves the room with a smile. It disappears instantly. He judges himself. What kind of father can't protect his family? So we cut back to the exclusion with Uranos the Undying. Oh, Drudge. This new god is better than our old celestials. This is a world of failures and disappointments. It should be swept away. The world hasn't failed its test yet, Uranos. I don't intend to. Now, don't take me being down here asking your advice to be a sign like things are going badly, but I thought it might be worth consulting your institutional knowledge. I had Jack observe the Avengers and leave a report back. I'll port it over. It judged this Captain America a failure for not fulfilling his aims and duty. We Eternals have failed ours. It's not too late to make amends. Any deviation is excess deviation. You're right. This is Prime Eternal. Prepare the Hex once more. Renew the psychic siege. For our people of eternity to have such short deadline is unseemly, but we will not fail our gods. If you are serious, let me out. Things would have been considerably more desperate now than they are now. or to let myself get within arm's reach of you, grandfather. Our society marches to war again. KRAKOA will be under attack in seconds. We must hurry. Mr. Stark, what have you found? Matos, I think I got something. We can hit this internal node hard enough and the whole thing will break apart. No more Judgment Day. What? We can't turn it off. It is our god. We can't treat it like a science experiment gone awry. We must work to understand it. Its death would also cause a backlash to the Eternals. The war could be over, but look, Mr. Stark, follow the system. It could cause a cascade. 8. In its first day of life, a celestial has unimaginable power. We'd be risking an explosion. It could hit region from here. Then we find them the way. Okay, that's off the tables for dozens of reasons. Let's move on. There are times I envy Cap for hitting things and making speeches duty. Stark, now that the priests have left, listen to me. If we can find a way to do it safely, we should do it. Ajax is a believer. Meraki is nearly as bad. We Eternals should make a sacrifice for you all. This is our fault and the world has outgrown us. However, you should know that if you start this plan, we will have to act to stop it. Our principles will force us. If you do it safely and do it secretly. So Mr. Sinister makes his commentary to the peanut gallery. I love secrets. Make it safe and make it get the hell off my stage. Got it. Irene! Oh, Irene! Love, can you hear me? I have some most useful information. And just time it right. So, KRAKOA is back in the war zone as the apocalypse is continuing to go on with the Hex attacking, with Charles Xavier looking like he ate too much pudding and has now collapsed. Hope, we need another Xavier. We need a council meeting. An opportunity has presented itself. I'm a little busy. An army of tireless eternal psychics is giving me a pounding headache, but very well. So then we cut into the psychic mind domain with the Quiet Council all convening. Irene, please make this quick because the psionic siege is invisible doesn't mean it's less audacious. Fighting the psychic war while also fighting the Hex monsters is worse. Speak quickly. I'm trying to break the one with the horn's neck and you're distracting me. Sinister has been in contact. He was kidnapped by the Eternals and helped construct the Celestial. He has discovered a weakness. If we can attack it, we can destroy it and stop this Judgment Day. Its loss would paralyze the Eternals. The war would be over. But there's a risk that it could cause considerable devastation. I have looked into the future. It will not happen. Time is of the essence. The Eternals will block this unless we act swiftly. I call for an immediate vote. And Kate Pride points out the obvious. Xavier's dead, Storm is back crushing war machines on Mars. You're cheating. You accuse the seer of planning? How shocking. I've been playing around the weakness of my fellow mutants for over a century. I don't see why I should stop now. They vote. For destroying the god, Dusty, Shaw, Mystique, X-E, and Hope. Against Colossus, Nightcrawler, and Kate, the White Queen Emma Frost abstains, and the motion is passed. I would like to point out this is Plan A of the mutants. Really, Hope? You get a headshot, you take it. This is all about measured risk. Very well. It's done. The war captains will assemble a force and be briefed. They should know what the dangers are. They should not. Jean and Scott left the circle due to moral quibbles. They chose to be implements of a policy. We are the Quiet Council. Dress in white all you want. All you wish, Emma, but know that the blood is on our hands. Summer risks the earth with the Phoenix to rebirth our species. Yes, and that ended very badly. I do not see the difference between this and that. Once more, let us save the world. Humans can share in the danger for once. Mein Gott, can we even send a strike force? We must move our best away from KRAKOA and the Eternals will overwhelm us. Well, Emma Frost finally smiles. I also have a little secret. I have taken to making a few diplomatic overturns of my own. The gates are opening. Look out. How the hell do the Eternals access the and long and behold, the Deviants arrive. Not Eternals. Almost the complete opposite, in fact. I am Crow. Oh, we are the Deviants. We're here to stand with our fidelity against our eternal persecutors. We're not Deviants. Well, we can pass through your gates. We share enough genes for that. But to be honest, my friends, anyone on the wrong end of the eternal Nordic lance is deviant enough for me, as far as I'm concerned. Save the world, X-Men. We'll blunt eternal blades with our numbers. We've been doing that for a long time. So this does confirm that the Deviants are mutants, and they just have more genetics in them. The Eternals are attacking KRAKOA. We're keeping the splash damage contained, but this Judgment Day idea is churning up all sorts of bleak thinking. I mean, it's getting ugly on the streets. It's only belief we're going to solve this that's stopping things from boiling over. Any progress on shutting down the Celestial? No, at least not safely. And any other method of shutting down our god is unacceptable. I'm trying to commune with it, as it is the way of our people. Wait. The divide boundary has been breached. Infiltrators! Did you think we would just trust your technology, Stark? Never trust technology less than 40,000 years old. An army of mutants coming in secret. Sister, do you know anything about what are you doing? Oops. And he breaks the node of the machine, and the god looks down a little bit before looking back up. He's opened the way to the node. They're coming for that. Millions could die, but billions will definitely live. They won't thank us, but we're mutants and we're used to that. You can say please and thank you later. So, definitely a eugenics guy. Well, maybe you can't, as if it goes wrong, you'll be dead and I'll resurrect. So, Toodles maybe? Protect Celestials, protect Celestials, protect Celestials. The principles engage. They could no sooner do this than stop breathing. Heretics, you are attempting an act of deicide against the third principle. This is your final warning. So much for easy, we've been made. Drop forward to stealth tech, and why couldn't it be easy for once? Well, Red, look on the bright side. We all got experience doing it the old-fashioned hard way. And thus the X-Men and the Eternals go to fight. It's the good fight. Heck, there's even one where someone is brutally sliced in half. Yeah. Ouch. In fact, I think that's Magic who gets sliced in half. I need to get past Icarus. Can anyone clear a path for me? And Exodus punches Icarus away. Hey, and Jean makes the shot. I'm clear, taking my run. Jean, stop! Don't, Jean! Stop now! As she prepares to destroy the node. I'm sorry, Tony. It's done. Yes, and it's done. And maybe we are too. This node goes, and there's a chance this whole Celestial goes up. The shockwave could hit cities, and I didn't know. Oh hell, I should have known. Is it going to go off? I'm not sure. Checking readings. I think it's going to be all... And it explodes and kills everybody, ending the event. Like, it destroys the whole world. Until all of this isn't real. We were all inside its mind this whole time. I should have known. As she realizes the horror of what she just did and breaks down in tears. She is correct. She is one of the few who could have known. So all this was a massive simulation by the Progenitor's power. However, the Progenitor also has a rough side by telling people, by letting everyone experience the death. And he even admits some die of heart attacks and doesn't care. The world did not understand. I must explain. Listen, people of Earth, your heroes think themselves gods above judgment. Now you all see they are mistaken. Your day ticks away. Justify yourselves. More judgments. Thumbs down for the woman of diamond. Thumbs up for the deviant warlord. Thumbs down for the woman who walks between futures and the woman who walks beside her. And others, I will consider longer. Sinister, you knew about the risk. Firstly, this is a very melodramatic projection. Secondly, oh Gene, you would have known if you'd stayed on the council. I don't know what the big fella thinks of you, but you're a big thumbs down and raspberry from me. Now, if you excuse me, the grown-ups are still working. I will kill you, you plotted heretic! I will suspend you between moments and bring every odor of your foul form! Oh, don't be so peeved. It wasn't worth a try. It didn't work. What's next? What's next? It's clear what's next. We have no choice. It's going to judge us all, and there's nothing we can do about it. There is. We make sure we pass. This will have scared a lot of people. They're going to do things they regret. But the only way we can get through this is the whole world pulling through. Through together. You've given me a wonderful idea, Steve, Cersei says. And we cut to the exclusion. Be quiet. I am being quiet. You just kicked a molecule, Cersei. And another one, and another, and another. This is like escorting an elephant. Thank you, Jack, for joining us. I'm not joining you. This is a job. This is just a paycheck. I'll get your target out. Luckily, he's low security. Yolovich is a hellish warden, but she doesn't really care about this one. Who's there? Shush! We're here to break you out. Out? I think we're in terrible trouble, and I think you can help someone to get the world seen from the shame him sheet. Now, I know this is eternal business, but some of us have never just been Eternals. I thought, perhaps it's time for a little Avengers Assemble, Star Fox? Oh, I love the idea. The whole world will have to realize all you need is love. And thus the event comic ends issue 3 as Star Fox is released from his exclusion zone after kind of a long while, it seems. So, yeah, the brother of Thanos is out. And that ends this review portion, this recap portion of the entire issue. Beautiful artwork by A.X.E, and the mutants are idiots. Plan A, blow it up. Plan B, wing it. That was clearly their plan. Plan A was blow it up, that failed, so plan B is to wing it. Oh god, I think I've seen, and there have been far worse leaders than history. Oh man. But yeah, beautiful artwork by A.X.E, and yeah, the Return of Star Fox is gonna be a fun one, I bet. Oh, this was a fun. Especially since Cersei decides to bring up the fact that she and Star Fox were Avengers at one point, which is weird when you remember she was part of the Eternal Society around that point in history. But we'll have to see where this goes from here. I'm looking forward to talking about more and reviewing it. The writing is still good, pretty good from Kieron Gillen, and the characters are pretty much intact, and the god Progenitor deciding, okay, Captain America, I know you're the best of them, but you failed, so basically everyone loses. Boo! So Captain America has failed the test, and along with Emma Frost, yeah, I figured he kind of would be pissed at that. The Deviant is accepted, so that's saying something. And Destiny and Mystique are considered losers in the God's eye. Well, Jean Grey is noticeably pissed. Much to Sinister's delight. While the Eternals, who had defected from the Eternal Society, are kind of pissed off that Sinister tried to kill the God. So, yeah, that ended badly. Although, I believe today has been a bit of a bummer. So, yeah, we'll have to see what happens next time. The event's over by the time this podcast continued going on, so yeah, we already know what's going to happen, but I still have my interpretations and thoughts. Anyway, stay tuned for this last ad break and outro, and I'll see you all again next time. This is your host, Eric Brown of Neo Reality Collective, Pop Culture News and Reviews Talk. Stay tuned for more, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Peace.
Be sure to donate to the brand and keep up to date with additional content on YouTube channels such as Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE The Wrestleverse, and NRE Pop Culture Omniversa.